खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा, मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। हो दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर दे करो किनारे, खूटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर दे करो किनारे, खूटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर दे करो किनारे, खूटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर। खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर दे करो किनारे, खूटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामे आना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को
A very good evening to one and all. A very warm welcome to all esteemed participants, resource persons, and guests as we begin day 4 of AICTE Atal sponsored Faculty Development Program on Next Gen Medical Devices, a fusion of AI and 3D printing. Over the past 3 days, we have explored fascinating insights into how artificial intelligence and 3D printing are shaping the healthcare ecosystem. Today's session promised to take this journey further with new perspective and thought-provoking discussion. To formally commence today's program, now I invite our Head of Institute and FDP Coordinator to deliver the welcome address and share her thoughts with us. Ma'am, please share your insights.
Very good evening to everyone present here. It's a pleasure to welcome you all in day 4 of AICT Atal sponsored faculty development program on next gen medical devices, a fusion of AI and 3D printing. Over past 3 days, we have seen not only the transformative landscape of artificial intelligence and 3D printing in healthcare, even this session has added a new layer of understanding, and today also we promise to be different with fresh perspective and impactful discussions lined up. Today, our eminent speaker is Dr. Tanaji Nadgure sir, a renowned scholar in pharmaceutical sciences. I am happy to share that we have worked in different prominent platforms. Most of the prominent platform where we learned a lot. One of them was Apticon 2014, which was an impactful event. And today we will also have Dr. Saurabh Kumar Banerjee, Dean of School of Pharmaceutical Management, IIHMR Jaipur. So I believe this sessions, AI driven sessions, I should say, will reshape the medical device supply. Most welcome, Tanaji sir. We thank you for accepting our invitation, and we wish all the participants a pleasant evening filled with enriching learning and meaningful reflections. Thank you for all the feedbacks and appreciation, and your participation across the nation matters a lot. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your motivating words and for your tireless efforts in steering this FDP successfully. Our first distinguished speaker for the day is Dr. Tanaji Nangure sir, a respected and researcher in the field of pharmaceutical sciences. He will be delivering his session on topic medical devices, opportunities and challenges with AI and 3D printing integration. This session will highlight how the fusion of these cutting-edge technologies and revolution the medical devices industry, opening vast opportunities for innovation while also bringing forward new challenges in regulation, safety, and scalability. Now, I request the technical team to please play the AV for the introduction of our esteemed speaker.
A warm welcome to the Faculty Development Program on Next-Gen Medical Devices, a fusion of artificial intelligence and 3D printing, sponsored by AICTE Training and Learning, Atal, FDP Academy. Dr. Tanaji D. Nandagude is designated as Associate Professor at JSPM University's School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Pune, with over 20 years of teaching experience and 14 years of active research in pharmaceutics. He currently serves as head of the Training and Placement Cell and has been instrumental in fostering industry-academia collaborations, including leading initiatives like Entreprenext Startup Fest. His research expertise lies in novel drug delivery systems, multiparticulate and targeted drug delivery, and herbal formulations. He has guided 55 M.Pharm and 4 PhD students, authored 6 books, contributed chapters in international volumes, and published over 80 research papers with an H-index of 17 and I-10 index of 25. Dr. Nandagude holds 3 patents and has successfully completed 3 funded research projects, including DST and BCUD-sponsored work on controlled and site-specific drug delivery. Dr. Nandagude is actively involved in the professional community as Vice President of Aicte, Madhya Pradesh State Branch, 2013 to 2016, and member of the Controlled Release Society Indian chapter. He also serves as a reviewer for reputed journals and frequently participates as a resource person, chairperson, and evaluator at national and international conferences. He has received several awards and recognitions for his contributions to research, innovation, and student mentorship, and continues to drive excellence in pharmaceutical education and translational research. Sir, we are honored to welcome you as the eminent keynote speaker in AICTE-sponsored Atal FDP at Modern Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Indore. We sincerely thank you for gracing the occasion and sharing your valuable insights on medical devices, opportunities and challenges with AI and 3D printing integration, and contributing to the enrichment of our participants. Your presence is deeply appreciated.
Let us warmly welcome Dr. Tanaji Nangude sir and look forward for his valuable insights.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It is my pleasure actually to join this event, and today I am the part of this mega event in faculty development program organized by Modern Institute, and the AICT is always looking for the faculty development in different supports, and the Atal is one of the best platform develop. And I like to thank first Dr. Sapna Malviya ma'am for the warm welcome she has given, and for the organizing of this event, and also allow me to be a part of this event, and also to all the organizing team who all are taking the efforts to do this possible. Thank you for the beautiful AV that presented. It is like overwhelming. Thank you very much. Thank to all organizing team. Like I know the Dr. Nitesh Jain sir is there, and Dr. Ankur sir is there. So all of you are taking efforts, and so we are here, and I'm glad. In this, I like to specially mention that the selection of topic is wonderful. The current need in pharma, the different developments are going on, and in that we should have a more reach in a depth for the development of the science in the medical devices. And so it is grateful to have this topic in the faculty development program, which can be reached the different insights through the different sessions and discussions to variety of teachers, variety of faculties, and we are able to increase this science. I have seen from the inauguration, the different stalwarts of the pharma sciences are and of medical sciences are involved in this program. So congratulations to you all organizing team for inviting great speakers, and I like to know that which are the different parts that in a medical devices are important, and I think all parts are covered in the different topics, so that is great again in this event. So thank you very much for selection of topic, organization of this great event, and bringing this medical devices science more passionately and with more clarity to all the participants. So I like to share my slides, and thank you all. I'll take the journey of these medical devices, what I have understanding related to that, and I like to discuss if any points we want to have in a discussion. My slides are visible? Yes, thank you. So in this next gen medical devices, I like to discuss on the opportunities and challenges in the medical devices. Specifically, when we are talking about the artificial intelligence, AI is involved in now almost all processes we are doing teaching or the research. Even though we started one review article writing on the fluidized bed processor, which was the part of one of my PhD students' research. And in writing of the review, I understood that this is all known by everyone, and we started then to enhance in that involvement of AI. You may able to see that article, artificial intelligence involvement into a fluidized bed processor on the apps. It is published few months back in the apps. So if anything we want to write or understand, AI is involved in that. We know that operational processes are there in the research or the different functions in the processes. These are all AI based, and AI can be helpful there to have a maximum accuracy, maximum outcome. And so the medical devices opportunities and challenges with the AI and 3D printing, which is the newer areas. You know that 3D printing is more affected with the AI now, that can be having a more improvements in the science. So we are going to talk on this, in that these are the all contents we are going to discuss. More lightly, I am going to take through the introduction, as many speakers already speak on that. So mostly I like to have a discussion on the case studies. Some of the industries which we are connected, and we known to them, and we are aware about their product developments, their journey, as they are started with an organization from the startup. So few case studies I have taken which are directly we are connected, and I like to have more discussion on this. So understanding of the scope of medical devices and healthcare is most important. So the objective of the session includes that with the AI integration, and also to understand of the applications of the 3D printing. We know that it is more popular that and it is also more interesting that to understand that 3D printing is involved in the formulation and development. When we are talking about the cost of the product development and the use of that product, then understanding of the application of 3D printing is important. So we need to be learn about that where we should apply that, where we should not, where we are having a AI use, how it can be integrated into that. So this is what the objective of my session I have kept. And in that some case studies are to be discussed. So we know that there is tremendous transformation as there are requirement of the products are getting changed, and supply is according to the requirement getting changed. So coming of different tools to sophisticated systems, and so we are getting developed with the different integrating electronics or sensors or advanced materials, we can say. So this goes into a transformation, and we have to understand according to that changes. The convergence of AI and 3D printing are poised to redefine the healthcare delivery with the development of medical devices. And that's why we are here on this platform, to understand what are the different transformations are happening there. So this can be helpful that the patients will get a good treatments with the specific devices, and these devices also can be helpful to earlier diagnosis of the diseases. And so not only by providing the medicines, means we are talking about the medical devices that can be involved in the all diagnosis to the delivery of the drug. So possibilities of having a maximum patient compliance with the treatment, that can be increased with these technologies when we are taking with the medical devices. And not only of the requirements are the factor, we need to understand the safety of use of the medical devices. And considering that, always we know that as in our product development, the main importance is given to the safety of the pharmaceutical product. Now, even though it is in medical devices, it can be in diagnosis, it can be of understanding of the level of the diseases or understanding of the process of the treatment or supporting of the treatment. In all the use of the medical devices, we need to have a more concern about the safety. And so based on the risk and then the operations or functions, we need to make them classified. And according to that, the low risk, moderate risk, and high risk medical devices are made. There are what kind of treatment requirements are there, what kind of emergencies are there. Patient, you know that there can be some specific requirements of the stents. So when we are compare the bandage with the stents, definitely, even though it can be medical device of more control in the development, then also the risk will be high because their applications are different. So there are need to be classified. They are classified with the different examples we are able to see here. So it is, if we are taken any prosthetic medical device, which replacing by application of AI of a specific requirement of the patient in size, shape, weight of this prosthetic device, that can be, even though it is of moderate risk, but there can be more effective for the treatment. So we need to see to it that applications span of which type. It can be for diagnostic, it can be for monitoring, it can be like injected into a tissues and kept for a long time. So it compatibility can be a requirement of compatibility can be different, or it can be for drug delivery system. Now, knowing to the basics of the 3D printing, you all are aware about. These are made of, mainly they are of choice of when it is requirement of patient specific. So there we know that elements are involved which can be then maybe containing the drug or may not be containing the drug, but are they can be applicable as per the requirement of the patients or not. So technologies which are involved in the preparation of these medical devices are of different types. So when we are having a requirement of more precision, or they can be of like implants, specific implants like dental implants, and they are coming under the stereolithography process, SLA, which known as. Comparative to that, if we want to have a less precise but cost effective and of different application, they can be of fused deposition modelings. So different processes are there, different methods are there, that technologies as per the different types of products, we need to have a proper selection. So that can be a laser sintering, or there can be a bioprinting kind of, which mostly having applications for development of skin, mats, tissues, or regeneration of the structures of the organs, or there can be a printing of tissues, we can say. So different limbs, means prosthetic limbs, dental aligners, or the any kind of requirements of the patients can be prepared by using these all different types of technologies. Now this coming to the point of integration of artificial intelligence in the medical devices, there we need to understand that there can be a having a medical devices which more effective or more outcome based, more compliance based, patient compliance or acceptability should be more as result consideration I'm talking. And in this case, we need to have a more AI integration. Now, as already we are aware about, the AI integration is depend upon how the control of use of AI is made in the development of any product or any medical device. In diagnostic imaging, AI supports the radiologist. Now we know that there can be an analysis of the images which can be there for the different kind of diagnosis processes. So for example, CT scan or MRI scan. So in that, AI can be helpful for the diagnosis purpose by detecting any specific points in that image. For example, abnormalities in the CT scan. Or we know that different medical devices like wearables, ECG or glucose monitoring. And in this predicting or analyzing the specific levels, the AI can be helpful. In smart drug delivery system, like insulin pumps. So AI-enabled insulin pumps can be different than the insulin pumps which we are having a parameter in operation controls. So which can adapt the dosing to the patient needs. So automatically, if it is having a requirement of the specific dose of the patient control with the AI integration, that is called as more smarter. So we know that insulin pumps are having operational controls already. And if we are making more smarter with the integration, that can be more helpful. Robot assisted surgeries, that can be by the AI integration, improving the precision and the outcome. So already there are different companies that here mentioned, they are working on this, like Medtronics or the Siemens Healthians. They are there working for to have what kind of possibilities of the transformation of the technologies can be adapted. Some case studies are presented here, like to bring this concept alive. These case studies are discussed here, like pacemakers. We know that there can be AI or not, but traditionally they only regulated the rhythm. But if we are integrating AI, pacemakers can now predict heart failure events, possibilities can be judged, adjust the pacing dynamically by using the AI integration. Or the another example, another case study, different type of prosthetics are there. Now earlier, standardized prosthetics often cause discomfort. With 3D printing, the patient can be getting the lightweight, customized prosthetics that improve the comfort and the function. So AI integration that can be helpful by having a 3D printing applications. We are having a more outcome-based results. Surgical planning. Now combining AI generated models with the 3D printed anatomical replicas allows surgeon to practice complex procedure in advanced manner, and that can improving the patient safety. So as different types of examples we are taken, this can be pacemaker or prosthetics. So we need to have an understanding of where we are required the use of the control of the AI, and that can improving the system, which can be known as medical devices. Now we already discussed now the basics of that AI and the 3D printing integrations in the medical devices. We need to understand more that where are the more opportunities in which we can take forward these integrations. Now there are many opportunities. The opportunities are immense, but personalized medicine is becoming a rarity, as devices can be tailored to individual anatomy, and where we're having a more demand of the patient requirement of the 3D printed drug products. So 3D printing reducing the production cost in this kind of patients where they are required special type of some products. Their requirement may be different, and that allows rapid prototyping because there is a specific requirement, and when we are having application of 3D printing, we are able to control the cost of this application, and so the prototyping can be rapidly enhanced. AI-powered monitoring is required in this. So the scope opportunities in the AI-powered monitoring ensures the devices remain functional. Importantly, these technologies can expand access to advanced healthcare in remote or resource limited areas where we need to be reached with this kind of technologies. So the access of these products can be increased in this area. Means finally, if we are thinking on the different opportunities in integration and development of medical devices. This is a fertile ground for startups and interdisciplinary collaborations, where the new product developments can be started in healthcare system by the pharmacist or the medicinal field personalities, combinedly with the small ideas, but the new kind of devices, new kind of requirement of the patient can be taken as a problem, and they can be taken as the one of the platform for the startups. And involvement of the other fields in that can be having a more scope in the interdisciplinary research and product development. So major crucial role is of pharmaceutical sciences. The professionals from the pharmaceutical sciences should be involved in this interdisciplinary collaboration with the different fields, and that can be helpful as a major opportunities in the product development under the medical devices. It is not easy actually. These are looking of different types of when we know that the pharmaceutical prototypes or the ideas are coming under the product development, pharmaceutical product development, but it should mostly expected to come with the medical devices. Because there are various challenges, it is getting limited. There are different challenges like regulatory hurdles. Even the simple pharmaceutical product development, we know that the quality is most important, and which can be defined by the efficacy and safety. Safety is more important concern. When we are going for the medical devices, the question will be more size in the safety concern. And so the regulatory hurdles we need to be understand. We need to be understand that what is expected for the product development. In India, CDSCO is having developed a 2017 regulation for these medical devices, which can be defined different requirements to be compiled under the regulation. And with this, there should be, means of course, the innovation brings the opportunities. With the opportunities, there are different challenges also can be bring. But we should look after for the solving of problem with the different innovation, even though there are challenges. Now, regulatory approvals under the FDA, CDSCO, or of different countries' regulatory bodies are stringent and time consuming. So we need to see that when we are having any planning of startup or any presentation of prototype related to the medical devices, the time constraint as per the requirement of the regulation, because we need to take scale it to commercialize. And when we are in a process of commercialization, there the time constraint, even though you are fulfilling the requirement, how much of time you require to be have, and it should match according to your capacity. Another thing is data privacy is a critical concern, especially when we are with the AI-driven devices. Then there is a privacy is most important. For 3D printed implants, long-term biocompatibility must be ensured. Now we've seen the different categories, and implants need to be kept long time, and so the compatibility can be a challenge. So when we are having a long-term, means we require maximum time for the product development, and we need to be analyze how much of compatibility it is providing. Especially the drug delivery required of long time implants should be kept for maximum time. So challenges are there. Then there is the high initial investment in the infrastructure. Another challenge, the investment. So we need to be see that who are the supporter for that. To start with this own the medical device development, you need to see that the support requirement and government is providing by the different mean. We need to find out that. So after that only you are able to see the required minimum infrastructure, including the different resources, right? Most important, the need for a skilled interdisciplinary workforce. As we see, if we are in a process of medical device development, pharmaceutical sciences is a core, but we need to have a different interdisciplinary approaches. So you need to have all skills together. That can be helpful, and that combinedly can be having a more efficient product development. So that can be pharmacy, engineering, or the medical expertise. All these can be required. So cost, funding, infrastructure, time requirement, privacy, security, and requirement of the skilled resources are all challenges when we are going for the development of the medical device with the 3D printing and the AI integration. One of the example is mentioned on the slide that Operant Strategies is the company that I know, and we are having a long time contact and collaborations. They are working to solve these challenges, working to solve this problem. They are in the process of providing the consultancy in the regulatory pathways. They are helping in the development of medical devices by solving the challenges, requirement of the regulatory concerns, as well as they are guiding for the development of product by managing all the challenges. They are also hiring regularly B.Pharm and M.Pharm student in the operant strategies. Even though I know I placed few students in the operant strategies. My point here is that medical devices is the core in pharmaceutical sciences. We mainly not limited to the product development. And second point is that even though the regulatory industries which are working to support this medical device development, in that also pharma professionals are contributing a lot. Understanding of different requirements of the medical device is important. After this all basic discussion, I like to take you through the 2-3 case studies. So this is one example I like to mention here. The things here technologies. This is one of the startups started in 2021, I think, which they were involved in the development of something new products, and that they registered as a things here technologies, and they solving a problem in the medical field, the health technologies with the different innovations. They started first with the 3D printed virucidal mask that kills the coronavirus. You can see that the small startups taken and challenge, right? Taken and challenge that we are able to fight against the COVID, and they prepared 3D printed virucidal mask. When that time masks were required compulsorily, and we need to have a not only of protection or not only of filtration, we need to have a disruption of the viruses. And this they claim that this mask can helpful, right? So this is Pune based one of the startup developed the 3D printed virucidal, and they are nowadays they are the manufacturer of different 3D printers with the different mechanisms. And they are providing the 3D printers to the industries as well as different academic organizations. We had one project together of development of tablets using their 3D printing technology. And we aware about that this virucidal mask, even though taken seriously by the government, means Department of Science and Technology replied on that, and they are helpful, means they are tested and they are helpful to control the social problem. So we need to be think on this. At this point, the small startup understood the problem in the society, and they work to have a something that can be served to the society, requirement of the society. So when we are having thinking of development of any product or medical device, that should be based on that understanding of the problem is most important. That device should have a more impact on the society. That can be having a providing a services to the society. There is one video link is provided on the slide that can show you that how the 3D printing done on the mask, how the layer is formed, and how it can be helpful for in improving the same product as different filter capacity masks are used, but when antiviral or that virucidal masks are get developed, that can be having a different condition in the market. So this provided pharmaceutical application more efficiently. Their Think CR is having expertise in development of 3D printed product. They mainly involved in the fuse deposition modeling, FDM, and they are creating different kind of products under that. Drug-loaded filaments can be involved in this mechanism, which enables the novel formulation development in the pharmaceutical field. There is a unique combination of 3D printing and medicine provides a platform for breakthrough in customized healthcare solutions and device fabrications. Now, in these innovative products, which can include the antiviral wearable technologies and health tracking devices, they positioning it themselves at the different areas like intersection of biotechnology and 3D printing, which is known as additive manufacturing. So their focus on superior material science integration, especially with virucidal coating, allows them to address contemporary healthcare challenge effectively. And that same thing they applied into the that virucidal mask, which mainly having their introduction into the impact of the COVID. And this thought also supported by the Department of Science and Technology and Technology Development Board. They developed this mask with this antiviral coating designed to inactivate the virus, and it is highlighted by the different uh, professionals. So one of the earliest pandemic related efforts selected for the commercialization with the grants and with the support and with the note of the government can be done by small startups. So in that coating of the sodium olefin sulfonate was done, and that operate by the disruption of this virus. Right. Now, as I said, it is not only of uh, filtration or it not only of protection, it should be of having something more. And that was the thought. We need to see that how it can be stable, how it can be compatible. As this ingredient, sodium olefin sulfonate, which is coated, is having more of cosmetic grade, there is less any kind of interaction. So we can say compatibility would be more. And also the stability is concerned. So we are able to store it at room temperature. The stability is also good. So we need to see that when we are developing the product, the safety, stability, and efficacy. So all three concerns, if we are able to provide, the small startups to the industries are able to develop the medical devices. We need to see if product is get commercialized, it definitely the startup levels get increased. And this kind of products can be done. And as I said, this testing and government endorsements are related to this product can also happen. Now they then started with the manufacturing, and means they are there in a process of understanding of different properties like life cycle, how much of requirement is there, how much of demand is there. So always there is, if you are having anything innovation, development of product, we need to see that what is the impact in the market or what is the future prospect for this product. So commercialization is not easy. There is impact of COVID. We seen that requirement of the marks. Suddenly the vaccinations are done. Then the different conditions after that, the requirement of the products in a market may change. So we need to see that which are the products, what is the time of that product launch, and accordingly we need to understand the product development. Same company came with a different startup, that is the Breathe AI. That can be helpful to have something revolutionizing health monitoring system. That is what specifically mentioned here, that the breathing at a time should be controlled. So that is always should not be with the stress. So from stress to happiness, and we are having a control over the breath, that can be more effective. So this is the another technology we are here to discuss. So this is a novel method to calculate the energy expenditure, glucose utilization rate, and blood sugar, which we can say a breath band, another innovation, which estimates glucose utilization not by the invasive method but by the analyzing the CO2 and metabolic rate of the user. So this could potentially replace the complex metabolic models with a simple variable approach. Now, such innovations are important for some diseases, some chronic diseases specifically, like we can take an example of diabetes. And that can be helpful to have a something to attract the market. There is website also given of the startup which started with this Breathe AI technology. In this, we are able to see the concept is different. There can be, we can say, innovative wrist arm health device, and it is co-founded by Breathe AI and Things Here technology. So it is, what is the concept behind that? Transforming health monitoring to the breathe biomarker analysis. So recognize the importance of breathe as a window into health. Breathe AI utilizes non-invasive sensor to decode the physiological data, empowering users to manage the stress, metabolic rate, and overall wellness efficiently. So that was the concept, and it is having more significant now understanding of like analysis in this product application. What are the effect into that? Monitoring breathe and related biomarkers. It provides personalized feedbacks, right? So there are two components. We are having good purpose and concepts, but understanding of significance of using this technology. So due to the personalized feedback, it allowing users to influence their stress levels. Individual to individual, this can be vary, because individual to individual, the emotional states also can be different. The conditions or physical conditions can be different. The performance through the guided breath work also can be different. So accordingly, it can be having a different personalized feedback through this system. So this novel approach offers the potential solution for managing acute conditions like anxiety or enhancing the long-term health by tapping into a body's natural regulatory systems. Now, both the components are having different impacts. Here we are able to see the sensor and measurement capabilities and novel energy and glucose calculation methodologies. Both impact, we just say the component A and component B are having a different requirement. Now, Breathe AI integrates a sophisticated sensors. It is definitely required to understand that how much it would be effective. And novel energy and glucose calculation methodologies, which can be helpful for the understanding of the effect of using of the Breathe AI. So something unique methods should be involved, different algorithms to estimate the energy expenditure and glucose utilization rate without the invasive blood samplings should be involved. So that is having a more technologically sound system. In this, if we understand that how much of impact on the healthcare, it exemplifies how integrating advanced 3D printing and biotechnology can produce a different solution. So one is of virucidal mass combating viral threats to variables like Breathe AI that redefine personal health tracking. Both are of different types. One is having a huge mass requirement, one is having a personalized requirements, but both are involving the interdisciplinary approach. Accelerate the translation of research to practical product that enhance the public and individual health resilience. Now, this, if we are looking into a wellness, long-term wellness, looking ahead, which are the different trends and opportunities in same area that should be identified. So vast potential to expand into a drug delivery system can be seen because we are applying 3D printing in this. Personalized medical devices, expanded biomarker sensing capabilities are there. So because of this, it having a specific different requirements which known as trend of the variables. Different variables of different types are launched under the medical devices. These are the AI-driven health solution requirements, which giving a more chance, more opportunities to this kind of different projects or this kind of companies to come forward in different applications, like maybe monitoring, maybe for the diagnosis, maybe for the preventive care, or sometimes maybe for the treatment. There should be a continuation of the innovation, more collaboration should be made, and then this kind of product developments can be possible. So there are different future directions in all these areas that should be identified and should be taken care. The another area where these integrations can be used, AI and 3D printing can be have applications in the development of medical device. We know the intraocular lenses are common one, right? There are traditionally developed intraocular lenses are there, which commonly used. Now, if we are see there is application of AI and 3D printing into intraocular lenses. Another one of the organization which known as Action Medicals Private Limited. In between, we made some interactions. We developed our collaboration of JSPM University with Action Medicals Private Limited, and our MPharm students, 10 MPharm students, done internship into Action Medicals Private Limited. Then we know more about them. They are more involved into a development of some advanced intraocular lenses. They are looking for have a something addition into a development of intraocular lenses. And so there can be having a involvement of technologies also. What that can be, there are understanding of requirement of the lenses. So basically, where the conditions like cataract formation and requirement of use of the lenses, it is depend upon again a aging process. Generally, it occurs after the age of 55, and that can be having a more clarity of the crystalline lens. So natural crystalline lenses are get developed, which is responsible for focusing the incoming light precisely onto the retina. Now, when we are having a use of the lenses for different applications, like treatment by cataract surgery and intraocular lenses can be implanted, right? So cataract treatment typically involves the surgical removal of the clouded natural lens. This is followed by we are having a implantation, and this what developed lenses are kept there to function better comparative to the requirements. So to implant there, to keep them for a long time, restore with the required abilities, or what are the functions should we have again restored. This artificial lens replaces the function of the natural lens, classified under the implantable medical devices as per the regulatory guidelines. So these are coming under the implantable medical devices. Now it is having a specially designed artificial lenses. As we discussed, they are implanted and replacing, right? This is possible only after the removal of the cataract. They restore the eye focusing capability and have become the standard of care globally for cataract patient. Now these are being implantable medical device. They need to adhere to the stringent manufacturing, sterilization, and the other quality requirements of the regulatory guidelines. Quality control of the lenses is major challenge, and that defines their safety in use of the patient, durability, as per the requirement of the standard of the nation as well as globally. And when it would be accepted by the international regulatories, when it is having a more safe, durable, and effective. If we are having different variants, there can be rigid intraocular lenses are used. Some of the hydrophobic acrylic types of lenses can be prepared. Foldable hydrophilic acrylic lenses can be prepared. There different variants are used. As per the different variants, different contents are there. The properties are get changed. For example, the rigidity and flexibility can be defined differently in all these three types of lenses. All right. Second thing, the compatibility. Compatibility after the implantation can be different because we are using different types of material. It can be of small size, incisions needed, and after that we are having a implantation. Now the properties of the materials, then the properties developed of that lenses can define these all parameters like its durability, its compatibility, and also the efficacy. So we need to see that what is the requirement. For example, in the preparation of these IOLs, there are different steps are involved, and we need to have a minimum requirement is we need to have a sterilization. And now sterilization can be done with using different processes. Like steam sterilization is more compatible for the lenses, or it can be used by the gases like ethylene oxide. Now, different materials we are using and different types we are preparing as per the requirement of the patient. We need to be select the different technologies in the manufacturing process of the lenses. So these are the some steps which use in action medical also, and commonly in some processes of development of lenses are defined. We know that the lenses are regulated under the ISO 134852016 compliance need to be have. Now, this manufacturing processes should be according to that standard at international level should be done, then only it can be considered as standard medical device. And to achieve this, to develop the high quality lenses, we need to go through these defined standard processes only. So different materials are used like acrylic polymers or the PMMA. The raw material of that quality which helped the manufacturing process should be used. Here, different preparation of the material requirement, then different milling and polishing processes, or there can be having a required property surface preparation, terminal sealing, sterilization, and packings can be done. If we are changing the material at the raw materials type only, the requirement of the standards may change. So we need to be follow that this process and details about the product provided to me by the director of the Action Medicals itself. So these are the different standards at the national and international levels are defined. As CDSCO is looking here to maintain the standard in the India, different authorities like in USA, US FDA is looking to control over the same. The additional standards are also given here. Like for implants, it is ISO 14708. For ETO sterilization, it is ISO 1135. For steam sterilization, it is ISO 17665. And there is no option without having a standard product development under the any kind of applications in the health science and medical devices. As you saw, it is implant coming under the implantable devices, which is as mentioned in the introduction only. For a long time we need to have a more emphasis on the compatibility and safety of the product. So when this is, and we are taken in case study as per the demand of the market, we need to be understand that there are many more opportunities involved. And this drives what are the opportunities in the market in this area of the development of. Now we need to have a 3D printed lenses, right? And AI can be involved in the development of lenses. Now where we are having a requirement of 3D printing, that is as per the requirement of the patients when we need to have a development of specific IOLs. And in that, wherever we are having more safety and compatibility concern, in that the AI application can be helpful, right? So where it is always demanding in the market as the problems are arising, even the young people are getting developed the problems like cataract, and so that is having a specific increase in the demands of the different type of medical devices, including the IOLs. Their increase in the market growth we are able to see because of increase in the disease conditions, and so the scope of the innovation get increased. Now different scopes can be raised there, like what kind of lenses you are required. It is requirement of multifocal lenses or trifocal lenses, or there can be extended depth of focus lenses or toric IOLs requirements are there. We need to be see that which kind of requirement of the product is depend upon the conditions. So we know that the problems are getting increased. We need to understand the type of problems, the reason of the problems. Like lifestyle, we know that screen time of young peoples are increased, or there may be a possibility of chemicals can be a reason, or UV exposure can be reason. So different reasons can be there, which increases diseases which are related to the eye, and so which leads to the cataracts. And so demand of the IOLs can be more. So we need to understand the demands, and accordingly we are having a different scope for the development of the IOLs under this. So we need to be finalize what is the requirements in the manufacturing. Like here, production demands microscopic precision to ensure perfect optical quality and fit. Now, when we are having a requirement of perfect optical quality and fit, we need to see that it is person to person may be vary. And so the personalized medical device can be developed, right? Because this precision is important. Minor deviation also cannot be afforded. It would be having a significantly negative effect over the compatibility and use. So patient outcomes and satisfaction cannot be achieved. So we need to be seen into that in the manufacturing requirement. And another thing, as we already discussed, that safety and biocompatibility is most important. As we are keeping it for more time, the irritations can be developed easily. So we need to see the inertness, non-irritating, and more effective by the compatibility. Because these are the challenges when we are going to be have a implant development in the medical devices. Also, we need to see what is the cost requirement, then competitions and regulatory requirements. When we are going for the multifocal and we are adding some features, we are making this IOL smarter. So investment can be increased because you need to go for addition of technology into that. You need to be go for more research and development. So risk, because the acceptance in the market is depend on various factors. So your investment increase, more risk is increase in the cost. And as there are simultaneously different industries are working like a Johnson and Johnson, and it need to be competed by small firms which going to start like Action Medicals. You know that this can be challenging. You need to have something special to be put into a market. Regulatory compliance, we need to be fulfilled into that. And so comparative to the traditional IOLs, the next gen IOLs with AI and the smart design using the 3D printing can be discussed. We need to have a proper vision. We need to have a functional outcomes through the product development, right? These traditional products can be having a functional vision, restoring of the functional vision, but typically it necessitated the continued use of the glasses for near or the intermediate tasks. Surgery relies deeply on the surgeon's experience for lens power selection. Wherever in this next generation lenses, which include the multifocal, toric, and extended depth of the focus, substantially reducing the dependency on the glasses. And if these next-gen IOLs are AI-assisted, these biometric tools enables precise lens power calculation tailored to the patient's unique eye anatomy. So we need to see that even though increasing the cost, the more outcome can be provided by these next-gen IOLs if it fits to the regulatory requirements, safety, biocompatibility. This would be a better option for the treatment. So what is the future scope in this kind of products? There can be a possibility having more application of 3D printing, because just we see the next gen IOLs can be prepared, that would be more helpful. So patient specific anatomy for the development of these IOLs, requirement and application of 3D printing can be a bigger future scope. Or if you are having a small lenses with the sensors to measure the intraocular pressure or adjust the focus dynamically, you need to have a AI in this, because it is automatically getting adjusts the focus as per the change of the pressure. So which we can have a 3D printed with smart IOLs. So that can be a bigger feature scopes can be possible, which we can say AI integration in the IOL selection. Or there can be personalized 3D printing in which we need to be understand the eye morphology, potentially improving the more fitness can be provided, more comfort can be provided to patient, or visual precisions can be more. So that can be more effective, we can say, as 3D printing and AI integration, which we can known as both, if involved, it can be known as smart intraocular lenses, right? So it helpful to have a new frontier in ophthalmic devices. Okay, these all are the case studies I wanted to discuss. Addition to that, I like to have a something different to discuss, that when we are nowadays all the educational institute in the pharmaceutical sciences working for the new innovative product developments, we need to have a more involvement into medical devices. And so comparative to the global universities which are leading into innovations, or different IITs in India or NIPERS, which are having a specialized program in this area, right? And more they are having in the biomedical engineering, or AI in healthcare, or 3D printing. Already they are having different courses and different programs started. But many educational institutes yet not having anything started into this area. And this is why we are lacking have a development of awareness. And this FDP may be helpful to have this reach to the all the institutes, and maybe more medical device involvement into even though from the graduation, it should be have something to learn by the students, that we are having something different projects into final year of B Farm. Why we should not have a project on the medical devices? Because this is the future. We are already understanding more clearly about AI. 3D printing is already defined and new technologies are getting introduced into that. So why we should not have a proper something to be learned by the students? And so here I came with this one example of government supports under the Skill India, SSDC, that having a different opportunities provided under the Human Research Development. So it is Life Science Sector Skill Development Council, which is supporting there, which is provided the details about the project. We have to submit the applications under that. They are supporting to develop the human research in the medical devices specifically. Every year they are providing this opportunity to apply for the products and projects, and that would be helpful for the development of human resources. So we should think on this, as government is already under the Department of Pharmaceuticals launch this kind of schemes in the development of medical devices. So this is the medical devices sector HRD ecosystem development. These are the different components of this. there is a website which would be helpful for the application of the project under this. So we all should look positively, even though if it is not possible at that level, we should have a something at our level to start. And for that purpose, this is one example I like to put. We should have something like one course should be run at the institute level, which can be at a graduate level or postgraduate level, at both levels. At different level of content should be there to understand by the pharmaceutical sciences professionalist regarding the medical devices, AI application in the medical devices. As for example, rules 2017 in India is prepared for the medical devices. Students should know at their graduation and post-graduation level what are the scope in the medical devices and what are the rules for the medical device development. What are the different types of medical devices? What are the IPR differences in the pharmaceutical product and medical devices? So I just developed this one course as one of the example postgraduate diploma in medical devices. We can form it into a semester 1 and semester 2 in 4th year of B Pharm, or we can take it as an additional credit course into a M Pharm also. So we can have some course outcome development objectives. There are developed modules. Some different types of modules can be developed under this. We made it as one of the example. We are going to implement in our institute soon, as because this is the area where we should look after. There is already, we know that in National Institute we are having MS in medical devices, or even though the 3D printing different courses are started, but for all pharmaceutical institute this kind of modules should be developed. So module 1 is about introduction. Module 2 is about the development of development and manufacturing aspects, which can be include the biocompatibility studies and regulatory aspects, manufacturing facilities, packaging and labeling. Then there is a module 3, which is having advancement in medical devices. So here we should understood 3 level: introduction, manufacturing components, then advancement. So artificial intelligence or application of 3D printing, or taking of example of case studies for the motivation and understanding should be included. In semester 2, in depth of regulatory aspect of medical devices can be taken. And so the commercialization, what are the requirements of the regulatory, that helpful to the students to think about means commercialization of the product. They should look after for the own product development, and then we need to be include something that they can learn with the industry. We should have some collaborations with the industry. In that collaboration, there should be some projects done which we can give them as a internship. So if this is the area where we want to develop, there we need to be incubate it into our culture, our educational culture, our institute educational culture. Then that can be taken more further by the different students. And for this, I like to put this example here. We know that organizers are doing wonderful job. I just gone through this post, and many posts are coming from the incubation center of the Modern Institute. There, just I have seen this, the MSME modern incubators are there. So they are working with for the support of the different products, innovative products. So dynamically led by the Sapna ma'am, and definitely the all team is taking a lot of effort. As I have seen, the grant is received from the MSME is high. They are supporting the student for the development of product. Now the expectation is that if the pharmaceutical institute not currently in a position to immediately switch to the medical device or course or anything, we are having IICs. Why we should not promote the students should develop the project? Ideas should become for the development of medical devices. Prototypes should become for the development of medical devices. We should make collaboration related to the medical device organizations. As I just read this message by the respected chairman, Dr. Anil Kharia sir, it was wonderfully, means his vision is that students should start their own business, and they are supporting in the innovation under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Sapna Malviya. So every institute should think on this, that this incubation for the projects related to the medical devices should be increased. We in JSPM University last 2 years taken an efforts that from the first year of the university itself, we started one organization of the fest, which is the startup fest, which name as Entrepreneurs. And under that, the management itself supported with the fund also. So that we observe it started in 2024, first startup phase, converted into 2025 in second phase. We've seen the increase in a student interest for the development of their own product and coming with the idea and prototype, coming with the some registered startups and coming with the some medical device related startups. Even though the things here breathe AI kind of projects were participated in this entrepreneurs, and which is really providing the culture development in the institute, and we should have this with the medical devices that will be beneficial. Means we are supporting startup, we should support the ideas which are related to the medical devices, because lot of problems are there which can be solved by integration of the AI and 3D printing for the development of medical devices. So this is all about I like to say under this title, under this opportunity. At the end, I just like to acknowledge the Atal Academy for the providing the support under this FDP. Also, I like to thank our university, JSPM University Pune, all the authorities of JSPM University Pune, always supporting us to participate in this kind of event. I like to thank the organizing team, including Honorable Mr. Arun Kharia sir, Chief Patron, Honorable Dr. Anil Kharia sir, Patron, or Coordinator Dr. Sapna Malive Madam, all the advisors Dr. Girish Agarwal sir and Dr. A.K. Singh, Co-Coordinator Dr. Anamika Singh, Organizing Committee, the dynamic organized committee, I must say. I have seen lot of program getting organized under this, and the all organizing team is wonderful, as including Dr. Nitesh K. Jain sir or Dr. Ashok Kosta sir or Mr. Ankur Joshi sir, and all are doing wonderful. And I'm thankful to you all for taking efforts and providing this platform available, for providing me an opportunity to talk in front of all the intellectual people here. So at the end, as IOLs, intraocular lens, we had discussed, I like to take a last slide with the quote that the best vision is insight, and the technology in medical devices allow us to restore not just sight, but quality of life. So we are going to take a different innovation forward, and that will be definitely helpful to increase the quality of life of community. Thank you very much. This is all about I like to say. Over to you.
Thank you, sir, for the enlightening and enriching session. I request to all the participants, if they may have questions, they can post in chat box. Thank you, sir. We now move on to our second session of the day, which will be delivered by Dr. Saurabh Kumar Banerjee, sir. Hold.
खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामियाना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान तू, मौसम का है मेहमान तू। ओ दुनिया सजी तेरे लिए, खुद को जरा पहचान तू। तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर।
Dear participants, our next speaker is joining us in few moments. Kindly wait for the same.
खोलो खोलो दरवाजे पर्दे करो किनारे, खूंटे से बंदी है हवा मिल के छुड़ाओ सारे। आ जाओ पतंग लेके अपने ही रंग लेके, आसमां का शामियाना आज हमें है सजाना। क्यों इस कदर हैरान
Hello. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, madam. Good evening. Am I audible properly, madam?
Yes, sir.
Right.
We now move on to our second session of the day, which will be delivered by Dr. Saurabh Kumar Banerjee, sir, Dean, School of Pharmaceutical Management, Indian Institute of Health Management Research in the University, Jaipur. Dr. Banerjee is an eminent academic leader with a strong background in pharmaceutical management, industry collaboration, and healthcare innovation. His extensive work in supply chain and healthcare logistics has been widely acknowledged. His talk on today his talk on today on the theme Supply Chain 4.0 AI powered smarter delivery for next gen medical devices. This session will highlight how AI driven supply chains are transforming the medical device sector by ensuring efficiency, reliability, and the speed, ultimately enhancing patient access to next generation technologies. Now, may I request the technical team to please play the AV for the introduction of our respected speaker.
A warm welcome to the Faculty Development Program on Next-Gen Medical Devices, a fusion of artificial intelligence and 3D printing, sponsored by Aicte Training and Learning, Atal, FDP Academy. Dr. Saurabh Kumar Banerjee is a distinguished academician, researcher, and industry expert, presently serving as the Dean of the School of Pharmaceutical Management at IIHMR University, Jaipur. He holds an M.Pharm and PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences, along with an MBA in Healthcare Services Management, which reflects his rich academic foundation combining pharmaceutical sciences with managerial expertise. With over 20 years of cumulative experience in academics, research, and industry, he has contributed immensely to pharmaceutical education and healthcare management. At IIHMR University, he plays a pivotal role as convener of the Board of Studies, PhD Guide, and an active member of the Academic Council. His research credentials include over 35 publications in reputed national and international journals and magazines with a Google Scholar Citation Index of 2176, H-index of 9, and I-10 index of 6. He has successfully guided more than 45 postgraduate dissertations across M.Pharm, MBA Pharm Tech, and MBA Pharmaceutical Management programs. His remarkable contributions have been recognized with prestigious honors, including the Amity Excellence Award for Best Faculty in Pharmaceutical Management 2020, the Pharma Leadership Award at the Pharma Leadership Summit 2021, and the Silver Jubilee Prominent Alumni Award 2020 from Guru Jambheshwar University of Science and Technology, Haryana. C is also an eminent speaker, having delivered over 30 talks at international MDPS, national conventions, FDPS, seminars, and conferences on topics such as Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana, generic versus branded drugs, medical devices in pharmacy and healthcare, rational use of medicines, supply chain management of vaccines and essential medicines, design thinking, and sustainable brands in the pharmaceutical sector. He is also a proud life member of the Indian Science Congress Association and the Indian Pharmaceutical Association. His versatile expertise and visionary approach continue to inspire future leaders in pharmaceutical sciences and management alike. Sir, we are honored to welcome you as the eminent keynote speaker in AICTE-sponsored Atal FDP at Modern Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Indore. We sincerely thank you for gracing the occasion and sharing your valuable insights on Supply Chain 4.0, AI-powered smarter delivery for next-gen medical devices, and contributing to the enrichment of our participants. Your presence is deeply appreciated.
We are truly honored to have Dr. Banerjee with us. Sir, may I now request you to kindly enlighten us with your session?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just sharing my presentation.
Okay, sir.
Madam, can you see my presentation properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. And my sincere gratitude to Dr. Sapna ma'am, Dr. Nilesh, and the esteemed management who, gave me this particular opportunity to share my learnings in the area of supply chain management. And my pranam to all the respected teachers present out here. So I will be trying my level best to share my experience and learning that how supply chain is getting very important for the medical devices sector and how it is helping in the patient deliveries. Okay. So let me just begin with a small fundamental that what is actually a supply chain. Am I audible, madam, properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. You can hear me clearly, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So whenever we talk about the word supply chain management, so basically it is a set of activities that how a particular product reaches to the end consumer. So there are two type of supply chains where you have a manufacturing and a second where you do not have a manufacturing, but basically the components of the supply chain are essentially the same. So it is so very important people in the supply chain is that the supplier. The first point of the supply chain is the supplier who supplies the basic raw materials to the producers. The producer then produces the particular product and ultimately it is reaching to the consumer. The second flow in the supply chain is the flow of the cash, which is moving from the consumer to the manufacturer. And a very important part in the supply chain is also the reverse logistics that, for example, if the product is not of defined quality and reaches to the hospital, what is the provision that you can return the particular medical device to the manufacturer back? And the fourth important part of the supply chain is the flow of the information. So these are the basically the building blocks of the supply chain. Let me give a interesting example of a medical device. And all of you know that cardiac stent. So cardiac stent is a very important medical device, and it is used in blockade of the, whenever you have the arteries blocked and you have to, when the blood is not flowing properly in your, arteries. So the doctor's advises to put a cardiac. So cardiac stent is a excellent example of a medical device. So let me give you that how supply chain is important in this part. So you have the final product, that is your cardiac stent, and you have a seller. You have the first point of contact of supply chain is a seller. So basically, he is a person who is giving you the raw materials, right? He is giving the other components also. Like for example, in the cardiac stent, the major you have lot of, like, one of the important raw material is the cobalt chromium and platinum chromium. They are used in the bare metal stunts. And then you have lot of raw materials like the polymers like polylactic acid. They are used for the drug eluting stents. Okay. Now this raw material has to reach to the producer. So SMT Biotech, Sajanand Medical Technologies, it's a Gujarat-based, very renowned producer of the cardiac stent. So this raw material reaches to the producer, and then it undergoes a lot of activities where the manufacturing of this particular stent takes place, and finally then it comes into the shape of a cardiac stent. So this is how a cardiac stent looks like, right? So this is a simple example that any disruption in this thing, any disruption in the supply chain, for example, if you have a disruption that the raw material is not supplied to the producer, what will happen? The entire supply chain will broke, and finally it will affect the the surgery will not take place in the hospital. So that is the importance of the supply chain. So basically, the major components of the supply chain are very, very important. Number one, the number one component of supply chain is the sourcing and the procurement, right? Once you source the particular raw material, then its second step in the supply chain is the manufacturing. Then a very important part, once the particular product is manufactured, it reaches to the warehouses. Okay. I'll give you one more example of the warehouses. And finally, it is ready for the distribution, and ultimately it reaches to the end user who is, undergoing a cardiac surgery in a hospital. I have a small video which will give a, that how a cardiac stent is manufactured. Just tell me whether you are able to hear the voice or not. Welcome to SNG Biotech. Madam, is the voice coming, madam?
Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
audible.
Okay, I am playing the video, ma'am.
This presentation will demonstrate the particular features of SNG Biotech stents, which result in superior performance, set them apart from conventional stent constructions. Manufacturing process. Stents for different anatomical areas have their own individual design to meet specific requirements. The production process starts with a nitinol wire being wound around a specific jig to create the stent skeleton. SNG produces the knitted stents, which reduces shortening. The basic stent construction is heated in an oven to imprint the shape memory into the metal. After the heating process, the stent is polished by rotation through abrasive particles. This specialized process reduces microcracks and removes impurities and residue from the stent surface. Prior to polishing, surface residue and microcracks are evident on the metal. After the polishing procedure, the metal surface is smooth and clean, resulting in a stronger, more durable wire. The difference is evident by the change in color. Initially, the stent has a blue appearance, which changes to silver after polishing. Now, let's look at the outstanding characteristics of these stents. The very small cell size in the double-layered structure reduces tumor ingrowth. In addition, the high cell density avoids jamming of adjacent segments of the stent, guaranteeing smooth coaxial alignment within the lumen of the gut or bile duct. The silicone used for the membrane in covered versions of the stent has a better long-term biostability than PU or PTFE. The increased durability results in a more reliable long-term prevention of tissue ingrowth into the stent, improving long-term patency and reducing the need for re-intervention. The sophisticated construction of the stent results in an unparalleled flexibility and conformability to anatomical flexures and a much reduced migration rate. Each stent is available in 4 different versions. This wide range of stent configurations allows the perfect match for each individual patient and is only available at S&G Biotech. The delivery system of our gastroduodenal and colorectal stents are 10 French and 12 French, resulting in excellent tracking ability over guide wires and avoiding the need for endoscopes with extra large working channels. The ePTFE membrane guarantees smooth deployment and removal of the stent. A breathing tube in our tracheal stent systems protects the patient's respiration during the procedure. S&G Biotech, the professional's choice for innovative products and patient-focused services in healthcare.
Right. So I just wanted to show you this small video so that, so how important is the particular rhomb? So you have lot of, varieties of cardiac stents and lot of requirements. So if the supply chain does not gives you the proper material, the entire, the ecosystem and the manufacturing process will halt. So that's why the supply chain is very crucial in the, specifically in the healthcare supply chain management. So as I told you that, in the supply chain is very important because, for example, you are preparing a cardiac surgery. And if you do not have a particular medical device, the entire, the surgery will be compromised, and it has also the regulatory penalties also. Okay. So that's why the supply chain is so important in the healthcare sector. I can give you one more short example. Like, for example, in India, one of the largest causes of the cardiac arrest is because of the non-availability of the ECG device. Now, this person, he is sitting in a far-flung, village. And one of the important problem is that this person does not has the access of the medical device, that is this ECG, which is in a very, big hospital. Okay. So this person does not has the access to this. So how does the supply chain helps in this particular thing? So the 3 important things what the supply chain caters is accessibility of the medical device, availability of the medical device, and the affordability of the medical devices. And you can see this example. You might have seen this particular medical device in Shark Tank's India also. So there is a lot of group of 3 to 4 entrepreneurs who have made this particular medical devices called Spandan. Okay, and it is now available at many of the remote villages because of a robust supply chain. That is the power of the supply chain. Okay, let me show you a small video and then I will take it more forward.
These are the common sights and sounds of a typical patient exam, but only if the doctors and nurses have the medical devices they require on time and as designed. UPS Healthcare makes that happen. With professional supply chain management, smart delivery, and streamlined returns, we ensure that your medical devices get delivered when and where they're needed most. We've created a worldwide network of CGMP certified warehouses and field stocking locations, each consolidated and positioned both for consistency and your ease of use. These work together to provide you with a complete portfolio of end-to-end logistics solutions for all your commercial, clinical, and inventory management needs. Plus, we've specifically designed our robust returns portfolio for your direct-to-patient medical devices, making it as easy as possible for your patients, sales reps, and field service engineers to work with. And backing all of this is our best-in-class quality management system and a dedicated team of quality experts, ready to help make sure your medical devices always meet their guidelines for regulatory compliance, no matter the class or category of your medical device. Partnering with us as your single source supplier for warehousing and distribution enhances your pickup visibility, flexibility, and control. From diagnostics to treatment, doctors, nurses, and patients all need your medical devices. And by working together, we're helping healthcare providers across the globe overcome the greatest logistical challenges they've ever faced, supplying the medical devices they require to provide the unparalleled experience their patients deserve. UPS Healthcare, quality focused, patient driven.
So one of the important things also you might have seen in the video that the traceability is a very important component of supply chain. Okay, even like when you order a particular product from Amazon or Flipkart or Myntra or even from the Zomato, where what you are very much interested at that where is my product reaching? Okay, so this traceability is a very unique feature of supply chain and it helps in the medical devices sector because this is a regulatory guideline. So ultimately, what is happening, the supply chain is the most important component which makes the right device available at the right place at the right time and at the right condition, because in healthcare this is very very important, and if you do not have the access to this particular thing, your entire process will be disrupted. Okay, so today the technology has played a great role in the supply chain management. Okay, so what are the various technologies what we are using? Like in supply chain, one of the very important thing is the predictive analytics. Today, because like inventory management. So inventory management is very, very important, and all the companies, they want to have the less inventory and they want that the inventory should be on real-time basis. Okay. So the people are using blockchain technology, the Internet of Things, cloud computing. I'll give certain of the examples here, but technology is playing a very, very crucial role in this particular thing. So I can give you one example that, how supply chain affects the cost and the efficiency. This is a picture of an implant, hip implant. Okay. So this particular product, it is a excellent example, and Johnson and Johnson, it is using a robust supply chain, and they are using the artificial intelligence plus IoT monitoring to forecast the demands for the surgical devices in the hospital. Okay, in this way, what is happening? They are reducing the wastage of the expensive implants, and they are causing, so there are no delays in the critical surgeries. So they are able to reduce the inventory cost. They are able to prevent the stockouts, and they are also, enhancing the procurement efficiency. So the first example, what I'm giving you is an example of Johnson and Johnson AI plus IoT monitoring. So let me share some of the challenges, because here the role of the artificial intelligence and the machine learning is coming to overcome the previously, when the technology was not there, the people were not having the technology to overcome these particular challenges. So I will give you certain of the real case examples where the organizations are using the supply chain to overcome the challenges. Okay. The number one challenge in the supply chain management of the medical devices is a global sourcing. Okay. Let me give you a small, very good example of this thing, like the pacemakers. Okay. The pacemakers which are used in cardiac arrhythmias, tachycardias, they actually contain the microchips, batteries, and the leads. But the problem is that these microchips, they has to source from different countries. For example, companies like Medtronic, they take the microchips from Taiwan, the batteries from US, and then they assemble it in Ireland. So you can understand that if you have any discrepancy in the supply of these, microchips or batteries or the leads, you will not enter the, you will not get the finished product. Okay. So this is how the companies like, Medtronic and Johnson and Johnson, there are other companies also, they are overcoming the challenge of the global sourcing of the components. Okay. Another example, very good real world example I can give you of Medtronic. So Medtronic is actually using the AI for the supply, supplier risk and the sourcing optimization. So friends, you might be knowing that Medtronic is one of the largest medical devices in the world, and it is using the AI-driven supply chain visibility platforms. Okay. So this is a real example that during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was an acute shortage of the, semiconductors and the raw material. What Medtronics has a system of AI and AI-driven supply chain. What they did, this AI system, it analyzed the risk factors and any discrepancy in the Asia and Europe, if they do not find a particular supplier, okay, so they sense these particular things and they arranged for a alternate suppliers. Okay. So in this way, this particular technology of the AI, it helped, and Medtronics was one of the companies which could withstand the COVID pandemic, and they were able to supply the cardiac devices in proper time. So this was a very, the first point is about the global sourcing of the components. The second challenge which the supply chain management offers is the regulatory compliance. Okay. You have to comply because medical devices are highly regulated, and you have to fulfill the criterias of the US FDA and the Indian and the any country regulatory agencies. Okay. Now, in the regulatory, one of the important thing is this traceability. Okay. So the regulator, what they say is that you should be able to trace right from the raw material to the time it is reaching to the hospital. So if you are not able to track this particular supply chain, and if anything goes wrong in the hospital, then it is not acceptable. So the supply chain, it should be traceable. So this is the second point. I can give you a very good example here, that Philips. So Philips Healthcare is one of the leaders in the medical devices, and whenever you go to the hospital, you might have seen the, MRIs and the CT scan of the Philips. Okay. So Philips is using a digital supply chain traceability. Okay. They are using it at three levels. Number one, they are using at the raw material. So at the raw material point, each batch, they are assigned a digital ID. Okay. Through this particular digital ID, you can, find out that where this raw material is. Second, at the manufacturing level, they are using this manufacturing execution system. Okay, and this is again, it is enhancing the traceability. And finally, when the particular medical device is landing in a hospital, they can track the entire thing, and they are using this UDI, which is called as a unique device identification. They are using the cloud-based logistics, and they can see actually that where is the device, whether the particular device has reached into a particular hospital. So what a wonderful example, what, Medtronic is using. So they are able to, they are having the supply chain visibility at three levels. Number one, at the raw material. Number two, at the manufacturing level. And number three, at the hospital level. So this was the second challenge, the regulatory compliance. And in this way, the organizations are fulfilling, using these particular technologies, blockchain, they are using the DUDI and the digital platform. So what is the benefit of using this particular AI? So they are able to get compliance with the regulatory standards, and you are able to fulfill the regulatory guidelines of the FDA and the other regulatory bodies. So this was the second point which I just wanted to highlight at this particular point. Okay. I just want to, share that India is doing great in medical devices, and the coming future in 20 to 30, years, they are of medical devices. Philips has a, ultra modern, R&D center and innovation center, and wonderful supply chain in Pune. So I would like to show you a short video of the Philips Center in Pune. Please have a look on this short video, please.
Philips Healthcare Innovation Center in Pune, also known as HIC, is a research and development center and a manufacturing facility with the capability to start and launch innovations that improve lives. My team is focused in delivering the product which is very high quality, as these products are used in surgeries, in hospitals, and patient care centers.
I work as an electrical architect, which involves design and development of medical devices. And those medical devices are the state of the art.
We focus on innovation, we focus on quality, and ensure that we meet the critical medical parameters which are required for the healthcare industry.
We have high performance team culture at shop floors, which enables our frontline to take end-to-end responsibility at our global manufacturing footprint. This structure has transformed me from a manager to a coach who focuses on team's development. And team members, on the other hand, are now empowered, and they can demonstrate their leadership skills while they are on their job.
I've joined Philips as business process expert, worked on several projects, and a year back have taken over a role of manufacturing manager. We at Philips always ensure that Philips culture remains in the center with work-life balance and integration.
Beyond my professional work, I am also actively involved with Philips Women Empower Her Circles. This is Philips Global Mentorship Program for women employees.
We have many cultural programs, technical programs like Hackathon, Innovation Day, Knowledge Sharing Session.
There is an open and honest communication from the top down. There is inclusion and honesty in the company culture. And the way I contribute is basically reflecting those parameters back to the organization.
All cross-functional teams, such as research and development, design, software developers, quality, mechatronics, supply chain, procurement, product marketing, and manufacturing work together to build a product starting from market requirement understanding until delivery. The teams are responsible for end-to-end product development until deliveries to customers.
Through best quality product and faster delivery, we are creating that impact with care to our patients.
So friends, you realize that, how important is the role of, technology and especially the artificial intelligence in the supply chain. Okay. Moving forward, the third important challenge what the supply chain faces in the medical devices is, emergency demand fluctuations. Okay. So, very important is that, for example, I can give you a particular example that, many of the organizations, they don't know how many pacemakers or cardiac stents are needed at a particular time. Okay. And the important thing is also that you cannot keep a lot of buffer stocks with you also, because there is a huge cost involved in this particular. But so if you do not keep the stocks with you, how do you anticipate the emergency fluctuations? So this is a great example of Medtronic. So Medtronic, in order to overcome this acute emergency demand, they have an advanced demand forecasting software, what they are using. So Medtronic, they uses a AI-driven demand forecasting. Okay, so this is one of the very advanced technologies what they are using. They can anticipate in which region, how many cardiac devices are required as per the population health. So this is a excellent example how they are able to meet the emergency demand fluctuations. And they are able to, integrate with the population health data. They know that how much population they are catering. And again, like in supply chain, I told that inventory management is a very important part. So they are using this predictive analytics to pre-position the inventory. Okay. And just a moment. Yes. And what is the benefit of using this AI in the demand fluctuation to the Medtronics? It leads to shorter lead time. So your product is available to the patient in very short time. So you have low wastages. You don't waste much of your product. And then ultimately it impacts the satisfaction level of the patient. So this is a very good example that how Medtronic is using the demand fluctuation. So they are using this particular technology in India and the Southeast Asia. And in this way, they are able to cater to the inventories what they are maintaining in this thing. The fourth challenge what the supply chain faces, and which is a very, very, hindering factor in the medical devices, is the cold chain and the quality monitoring. So in medical devices, one of the important thing is that how do you maintain the cold chain? Like you have the vaccines also where you have to maintain the cold chain, right? I can give you a very good example here that how Medtronic, these insulin pumps, the insulin pumps are used by many of the patients where they want a automatic delivery of the insulin in diabetic patients. Okay. So medical devices like companies like Medtronic, they are using the Internet of Things sensor. They can monitor the temperature and the humidity in real time during the transit, because during the transit, if the temperature fluctuates, then the entire device will get distorted and it will not function properly. So Medtronic, they uses the IoT sensors to monitor this temperature and humidity. I'm going to show you a short video. In this, you will realize that how this IoT is very important in the temperature monitoring system.
Improper temperature control is the key reason why some vaccines are spoiled or wasted in pharma companies. 15 to 20% vaccines degrades due to incorrect shipping. To maintain the quality of pharma goods, every product requires different temperature. Cold chain monitoring solution is required to maintain the proper temperature of pharmaceutical warehouse and during its logistics. Some of the products are stored in warehouse for longer time, hence continuous warehouse temperature maintaining is compulsory. So Ambitronics has got solution to solve this issue. There are 3 types of solution: wired solution, wireless solution, and portable solution. In wired solution, The sensor continuously monitors temperature of the area and keeps sending data simultaneously to data logger and cloud software. When temperature varies from the set alarm points, it gives indication through hooter cum flasher, and at the same time, the connected IoT system will send email and text alert along with real-time data to cloud. In wireless solution, sensor continually monitor temperature of area and keeps sending data to cloud software. When temperature varies from set alarm points, it give an indication to the smart IoT gateway system and will send email and text alert along with real-time data to cloud. In portable solution, we provide following devices. Measure and record in transit for storage, report and analyze after reaching final destination, and also provides real-time temperature monitoring on cloud. We perform thermal validation of warehouses to identify hot and cold spot for routine monitoring of temperature. Some of the application of cold chain monitoring: pharma warehouse, food industry, reaper vehicles, hospitals and blood banks, ambitronics, pharma cold chain solution you can trust on. For more information, visit us our website.
So you can see that how the Internet of Things, they are being used in the temperature monitoring, right? Even in the supply chain, one of the important part is the distribution. So I can give you a very good example. Just a moment. That Medtronic, what they have done, they have made small distribution hubs in Bombay and Delhi, and they can deliver these particular medical devices from these small hubs to these particular hospitals which are covering into the area of Bombay and Delhi. So what is the benefit of this particular thing is that you can deliver the particular medical devices without any delay in your time, and you have a faster delivery of these medical devices to these hospitals. The next challenge what supply chain faces, as I told you, is that recall and traceability. So one of the important thing is that in medical devices, just a moment. Yes. So one of the important thing in medical devices is that it is also a regulatory requirement also, that if there is any defect in the entire supply chain, you should be able to quickly recall that particular medical devices. So the supply chain has to be robust enough so that you can, in any kind of discrepancy, you should be able to recall this particular. So many of the supply chains, they fail because they do not have the traceability component in this particular thing. So companies like Medtronic, Johnson and Johnson, they are using this traceability factor in the medical devices, and this is how they are able to perform better. And the last point in this particular, the challenges what the supply chain faces, one of the very important component of the supply chain is the warehousing. As I showed in the particular video also, it is actually the warehousing which is very, very important. And it is very important in the distribution of the medical devices. So you might have seen today, like, the Tata 1mg. So Tata 1mg is doing the business. They have excellent, warehouses. One of the particular warehouses in Jaipur also. And in this way, this supply chain is doing very, very effectively. It is able to deliver the particular product. So similarly, in the medical devices also, you have a requirement of a good warehousing is very, very necessary. So I can give you a very good example here of Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. So PMJ, Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana, is doing excellent in India. And apart from the drugs also, they are keeping the medical devices in a very good condition. And the entire supply chain of the medical devices in Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana is excellent. Okay. And one of the important factors, what I told you here, is a requirement is a excellent warehousing. So PMJ has a lot of warehouses out there. So I'm going to show you a short video. In this, you will realize that how important is the warehousing for the supply chain management, and they are using all the advanced technologies to monitor the to how the particular medical device is moving from the warehouse to the end user. So please watch this short video. This will give you idea that how the Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana, they are managing the entire supply chain with the help of technology, and how beautifully they are maintaining the medical devices, such as they are having a lot of medical devices, glucometer and BP apparatus and so on. So look at this short video.
किसी भी दवा की क्वालिटी को मेंटेन करने के लिए और उसको जरूरतमंदों तक पहुंचाने के लिए सबसे ज्यादा आवश्यकता जिस चीज की होती है वो ये एक रोबस्ट आईटी इनेबल्ड सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम की। यहाँ पर बीपीपीआई ने एथिक्स इनोवेशन, जो कि इस क्षेत्र की एक माहिर और विशेषज्ञ संस्था है, उसको ये काम हमने सौंपा है। यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं कि एक टेक्नोलॉजी इनेबल्ड, टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल्ड और एक दवा को उसकी गुणवत्ता बनाए रखने के लिए जिस तरह का एक सिस्टम चाहिए वो यहाँ पे मौजूद है। यहाँ पे फुल्ली ऑटोमेटेड सिस्टम में ड्रग जब आता है हमारे पास तो उसको रिकॉर्ड करना रेडियो स्कैनर्स की मदद से, फिर उसके लिए प्लेस स्पेसिफाई करना और ऑटोमेटिक क्रेन एंड ट्रॉलीज की मदद से उसको स्टोर करना। यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं ये G+4 लेवल का वेयर हाउस मेरा है जहाँ पे ड्रग्स को स्टोर किया गया है। उसके बाद स्टोरेज के बाद सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि ऑर्डर के हिसाब से ड्रग को डिस्पैच करना। आप जान सकते हैं कि मेडिसिन एक तरह की नहीं होती, हमारे प्रोडक्ट बास्केट में 1000 तरह की मेडिसिन है। तो जब वो ऑर्डर आता है उसमें से प्रोडक्ट बास्केट से एक, मान लो आप सप्लायर ने 100 या 200 ड्रग का ऑर्डर किया, उसको पिक करके एक बक्से में डाल के डिस्पैच करना, ये बहुत बड़ा काम होता है। तो टेक्नोलॉजी की मदद से इन लोगों ने इसमें लगने वाले समय को बहुत कम किया है और आज हम इस स्थिति में है कि एक दिन में हम 400 तक ऑर्डर हम प्रोसेस कर सकते हैं सिर्फ एक दिन में। इसके अलावा जो बल्क ऑर्डर हमारे पास आते हैं तो उसके लिए अलग से एक पूरा सेगमेंट बनाया गया है कि बल्क ऑर्डर प्रोसेस करने के कारण छोटे रिटेलर्स को प्रॉब्लम, किसी भी तरह की असुविधा ना हो। इसके बाद इसे पूरी तरह से रास्ते में होने वाली असुविधाओं से बचाने के लिए प्लास्टिक रैपिंग करके और एक अच्छे फुल प्रूफ पैक में इसके बाद इसको डिस्पैच किया जाता है। यहाँ पे हमारी ये कोशिश रहती है कि जिस दिन ऑर्डर आए हम उसको सेम डे डिस्पैच कर सके, जिससे हमारा टर्न अराउंड टाइम कम हो और जरूरतमंदों को सही वक्त पर दवा मिले।
हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी ने कहा था कि देश में कोई गरीब या मध्यम वर्ग के लोग बिना दवा मिलने से मृत्यु की नौबत नहीं आनी चाहिए। इस विचार को चरितार्थ करने के लिए सारे देश में हमने भारतीय जनऔषधि परियोजना चलाई है। और ये भारतीय जनऔषधि परियोजना में जो मेडिसिन आती है वो मेडिसिन WHO GMP अप्रूव्ड प्लांट में बनती है। गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग के लोगों को भी अच्छे और क्वालिटी मेडिसिन मिले और मेडिसिन की सप्लाई चेन भी अच्छी तरह से मेंटेन हो, इसलिए ऐसा वेयर हाउस बनाया गया है। वो वर्ल्ड क्लास वेयर हाउस है और सारी सप्लाई चेन को अच्छी तरह से मेंटेन किया है, जैसे कि देश में गरीब, मध्यम वर्ग और अपर क्लास के बीच में कोई भी भेदभाव ना हो। इसलिए भारतीय जनऔषधि परियोजना के माध्यम से देश में 4000 से ज्यादा जनऔषधि स्टोर खुल चुका है और उसको इस दृष्टि से मेडिसिन सप्लाई हो रही है।
So, friends, you might have seen that now what is the importance of the technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and how it is important in the delivery of the medical devices and the drugs. So the overall impact of this particular thing is that when you are using the AI technologies, you are having reduced surgery delays. Okay. The hospitals, they do not have, fewer cancellation, because if you do not have the medical devices, you cannot do that particular surgery. Number two, the traceability is reduced and the recall times by 40%. Okay, so you have faster recalls. If anything goes wrong in the medical device, you can recall it back and the patient is saved. Again, with the help of supply chain, because procurement is a big part in the supply chain. So the AI, they are using forecasting and they are lowering the inventory, because if you keep more inventory, it will be more cost to the private service providers like the hospital. So with the help of AI, you are actually lessening that inventory part and you are saving your around 15 to 20% of your cost in that particular thing. And ultimately it is affecting the patient trust, because basically everybody is working for the patient trust. So this is the end result of if you have a robust supply chain, it helps in this particular outcomes of this thing. Okay. Let me now give you, because the title of the particular FDP is also related to the 3D printing also. Let me give you some real examples where also the medical device companies, they are using the 3D printing in the global supply chain. Okay. And as I told you, Medtronic is, doing excellent in this particular. So I will share some of the brief, examples with you where they are using the 3D printing in the global supply chain. The number one area where Medtronic is using is in the rapid prototyping and in the R&D acceleration. So let me briefly tell you what is this rapid prototyping. So you might have seen that, traditionally to manufacture the particular medical devices, you need the outsourcing. You have to prototypes, they prepare the particular prototypes of the finished products. So the constraint what they were facing, it was taking a lot of, so these prototypes, they need to be built. And the raw material which is coming, it was taking, weeks to months. And it was a costly affair to make these kind of prototypes. So Medtronic, what they have done, they are using this additive manufacturing. This is a 3D printing solution, and they are in-house, they are creating these functional prototypes. So instead of, previously they were outsourcing many of the things and a lot of time was spent. Now with the help of this 3D printing solutions, Medtronic, they are creating their functional prototypes in days instead of the weeks. So you can see that, the impact, what they are doing, they are able to, reduce their cost by 80%. And the second important thing is, your dependency on your suppliers is reduced, and you are able to, serve the particular consumer in a very faster way. So this is one example where Medtronic is using a rapid prototyping and a R&D acceleration. Medtronic has a excellent, as I told you previously, you have the Philips, innovation center in Pune. Medtronics has an excellent innovation center and R&D and, a supply chain center in the Hyderabad. I will, suggest if you have the opportunity and you get the permission, you can, always go and see this. So let me show you a short video. This will give you an idea that companies like Philips, companies like Medtronic, companies like Johnson and Johnson, there are other companies also. Translumina Therapeutics is there. Then you have, Involutions is there. Stryker is there. Lot of companies are now, building on this particular thing. So let's have a brief look on the Medtronic Innovation Center in Hyderabad. So this is a particular, this 3D printed platform, and this particular prototype they are using for the spine surgery. Okay, what a wonderful prototype they are manufacturing. So earlier it was very costly for companies like Medtronic to make these particular prototypes, but with the help of this 3D printing, they are now able to make this kind of prototypes. So look at this short video. This will give you more insights what Medtronics is doing, right?
What is innovation? Creating value with new ideas, automating processes and technologies, pushing the boundaries of possibility. Being future ready in every action.
For over a decade, MEIC has contributed to excellence in global healthcare by developing innovative solutions that can benefit patients and healthcare systems. Powered by our unwavering mission to alleviate pain, restore health, and extend life. The dedicated and talented team of engineers brings in diverse perspectives and ambition to engineer the extraordinary. They contribute to tackling some of the healthcare's biggest challenges by combining research, design, technology, and collaboration with teams inside and outside of Medtronic to bring forth innovative ideas and solutions. We are excited for the future of healthcare.
We strive for better solutions. We find ways to improve access, working together to improve the quality of care for everyone.
So I show this example of how Medtronic is using the 3D printed platform for the spine implants, right? Again, a very good example of a customized medical devices patient-specific solution. This is an excellent example. Please have a look on this. What Medtronic is doing, Medtronic, they are producing these, customized surgical tools and patient-specific anatomical models. And what you are actually seeing is a 3D printed heart model. So many of the hospitals, they need this 3D printed heart models for training their surgeons and improving the fitment of the implantable devices, because this is almost a prototype of a original heart, and you can work on this particular thing. So you can see that when you have the access to such kind of models, okay, and Medtronics, they are using the just-in-time model also, and they, with the help of this 3D printing technology, they are producing wonderful, you could not have imagined this kind of 3D printed heart models in the, uh, so today Medtronic is producing this particular 3D printed heart. Again, a very good example of the technology in the supply chain is also the distributed and the resilient supply chain. As I was telling you that, during the COVID situation also, when there was an acute shortage of the ventilators throughout the world. So Medtronic was one of the important suppliers of the ventilators, and they has released this design files of they have a very exciting range of Puritan Bennett 560 ventilators. Okay, so the basic building block of these ventilators are these actually the design files. Okay, so what Medtronic did, they with the help of the 3D printing partners and the local suppliers, they helped and ramped up this providing this particular thing to their suppliers also. Okay, and with this help of this particular, these maps, they were able to, create a distributed supply chain uh, with this particular technology. So this is actually a design file of for the manufacture of the ventilators. You need this particular design file. So what they did, they had a collaboration with their manufacturers, and they supplied these particular files to them. And with the help of this supply chain, they were able to produce the ventilators in a short. And this is the final outcome of this particular design. Okay, so this is a design files, and it ultimately leads to the creation of this ventilator. But due to the technology of the 3D printing, they were able to use this technology and manufacture this particular ventilator. So you can see that, cost optimization and inventory management is also there. Even a very good example is that actually in the medical devices, you have very, large inventories. So what Medtronic they did, they used this 3D printing technology, and they created digital inventories, and they keep these CAD files instead of the physical stocks. And because of this thing, they were able to, reduce their inventory cost. So this reduced the warehousing cost, and they have a faster, delivery of the particular products. So this is these 3 or 4 examples. This shows that how they are using the 3D printing technology in the medical devices, and how, supply chain is benefiting this particular. So ultimately, what is the benefit what Medtronic is getting, and what is the benefit what the supplier is giving? So with this help of these 3D technologies, what Medtronic and other medical devices are doing is that they are able to faster develop their products. Okay, and they are able to reduce their manufacturing cycle, which was taking earlier the months. Now they can produce in days. So number one, with the help of 3D technology, yeah, they are able to speed up the process. Second, they are also using this technology for the customization of the devices, because medical devices needs a lot of customization, and it is giving flexibility to this organization. Third, as I told you, uh, resilience is very important in supply chain, and you should be able to trace the particular medical device right from the raw material to your finished product. So number three, they are able to, trace it, and they are able to anticipate the demand which is in the market, and using the AI and the 3D printing to solve this particular problem. Of course, it is leading to them cost saving, and they are bringing innovation to the, like I showed you these two examples of Philips and Medtronic. So these are the kind of R&D centers and the supply chain centers which are being developed in India. So I tried to give you a particular examples which are related to the supply chain and how they are using the artificial intelligence and the uh, 3D printing in the. So ultimately, what we today, the ultimately the desire is that the future of the medical device is actually the AI and the 3D printing, because and supply chain is the backbone of the medical devices. Without a supply chain, efficient supply chain, we will not be able to cater to the needs of the patient. So I end my presentation with a very good quote from Abraham Lincoln, that the most reliable way to predict the future is to create it. So one of the important thing is that government of India, they are promoting the medical devices, because till now also we are importing a lot of medical devices from outside. So Government of India has a great a lot of policies of the Government of India. They are focusing on the medical devices. And you might have known, friends, that the Andhra MedTech zone in Vishakhapatnam is a big tribute to the whole nation. So right from the raw material to the finished product, every facility is there in the Andhra MedTech zone. So I think this is what I wanted to share at this particular point, and I close my presentation and hand over to the convener. If there are any questions, most welcome. Over to Dr. Sapna ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for this highly informative and engaging session. Your insights on AI-powered supply chain models have provided us with a new dimension of understanding on how technologies can revolutionize the delivery of medical devices.
If there are any questions from the audience, we can take. I will try to
But till
answer.
now, we didn't receive any questions.
Right.
I request to all the participants, they may post their queries in chat box.
Sure, ma'am. And thank you very much, audience, for your. I know it's late evening, and thank you very much for your patience and patient. I tried my level best to whatever I know I could share, and it could be of useful to us and our students. So the ultimate thing is that it should be percolated to our students. Then a teacher's life is complete. So I tried my level best, and I request you to motivate the students to come into the and join the medical devices area. This is I think that would be a justification to my talk, that if we motivate the students to come in and join this area, then I will think that I've justified my lecture. Thank you. Over to Dr. Anamika ma'am.
Thank you, sir. With this, we come to conclusion of yet another intellectual stimulating day of our FDP. Today, we are privileged to gain deep insights from our esteemed speakers. Dr. Tanaji Nagude sir enlightened us on the opportunities and the challenges in integrating AI and 3D printing with medical devices, helping us understand both the promise and the complexities of this evolving field. Following that, Dr. Saurabh Kumar Banerjee sir, our perspective with his expertise on healthcare management and innovation, connecting technologies and strategies with impact. On behalf of organizing committee, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to both of our speakers for sharing their knowledge and experience with us. I also thank all the participants for their enthusiastic engagement and thoughtful interaction, which made today's session truly fruitful. As we move forward, I invite you all to join us tomorrow, day 5 of FDP, where we will continue exploring more cutting edge dimensions on AI, 3D printing in healthcare. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Namaskar, sab,
Thank
sabhi.
you, sir.
Thank you very much.